As I told you earlier, there are three methods of studying correlation in this particular chapter, and the first of its kind is called as the scattered diagram. In the scattered diagram, we actually present the graphic expression which tells us about the direction and the degree of correlationship. It is by the graphics which have been drawn that we know exactly how much and to what extent is the correlation between the variables. For example, if I have to talk about the perfect positive, then this is the perfect positive correlation. In the positive perfect correlation, we see that it starts from here and ends here. But when we talk of the perfect negative, it starts from y-axis and comes down to x-axis. This is the perfect positive correlation. This is the perfect negative correlation. But when I talk of the positive correlation, it is there are going to be equal dots on both sides. For example, if I put dots, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 this side, they are going to be equal on this side too. So, this shows the positive correlation. But the negative correlation will be if there are, say, 9 factors or number of variables that I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and there are just say 6 of them on the other side. This is clearly indicative of the fact that there is a negative correlation between them. Positive is when they are running simultaneously and there is a closeness between them. But when there is no closeness and the variables are different on each side of the line, this is negative correlation. But when there are sometimes when there is no correlation at all, in the no correlation it will be this is the kind of no correlation that we have. So, when we are measuring the scattered diagram, it is merely by presenting the graphic expression and the perfect positive, perfect negative, positive negative and no correlation is what we are able to present by the scattered diagram method. This scattered diagram method has both positives and negatives. It is in fact the simplest of the method to study correlation, because by just looking at the diagram or at the graphic expression, we immediately can know whether it is a positive, negative, no correlation, what kind of relationship exists. But this is also not a very perfect method, because we cannot find out the precise extent of the correlation by this method. Thus, it just tells us about a direction, about a degree to an extent. Thus, we have to rely on this scattered diagram only to a limited extent. But for going into depth, we have to study the other two correlation methods. So, this was the first method, the scattered diagram method.